Hello, this is an emergency recording of Hugo Girl, the podcast where today we talk about Widow's Bay because it's so good and we're obsessed with it.
And it's relevant to our interests of boat and science fiction / horror.
Yep.
What's everybody's names?
I'm Lori.
I'm Haley.
I'm Amy.
I'm Kevin.
Yay!
And if you're new here, this is not going to be our usual kind of episode because I think we're just going to excitedly talk about a show. Amy has a lot of notes.
I have a lot of notes.
I have a few notes.
Amy's treating this like a job.
I
love what you do.
Sometimes I get sucked into things, and I got sucked into this.
You love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life.
That's true.
I got my brother to start watching it, and I told him to, in real time, send me all of his theories.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
So
by the
yes.
way, if you haven't watched Widow's Bay, this will be filled with spoilers, and spoilers will ruin the show. So don't listen. Don't do it.
We'll wait.
Yep, go watch. This will keep.
We'll wait.
As long as the internet doesn't collapse, which it might, but as long as the internet doesn't collapse,
Yep.
You've got time to go watch the show. Episodes are short.
Yep.
And then come back because we don't want to ruin it for you. It's so good.
It's so good.
All right, thanks for coming back. I'm glad you've watched it now. We can start talking.
Safe to proceed. Who wants?
Oh my god, where should we even start?
I know. I was like, oh, where do we start?
We could start with, I remember before it started, someone on the internet was like, oh, it's like a Stephen King comedy. And I was like, okay, sold.
I heard people say it's like Parks and Recreation, but Stephen King.
Yeah.
And it was a spec script for Parks and Rec. Did you guys hear about that?
What's a spec script?
So Kate Dippold, who's the writer.
She's the Babadook.
Yes, she's the Babadook. And that meme, she dressed up as a Babadook for a Halloween wine party. She wrote
We'll put the tweet in the show notes.
She wrote basically a fake script of a fake episode of Widow's Bay as
Parks and Rec.
as an application to write for Parks and Rec.
Oh,
And so
gotcha.
when she got the job, she wrote for Parks and Rec for a long time.
That makes sense.
But then that show idea that she had for that script became this.
Oh, Amy, I'm so glad you did all this homework. That's so interesting. That is a really good fact.
Isn't it a good fact?
Yeah.
Makes
She's
sense.
my hero.
And Kevin gave me my other favorite fact, which was the one about the tweet.
Yeah, the Babadook.
Yeah. So she went to she tweeted a picture of herself at a party as the Babadook surrounded by ordinary looking people. And then the tweet was like, I went to my friend's Halloween party dressed as the Babadook and turned out it was more of a grown-ups drinking wine thing. And she's just sitting there as the Babadook.
It's very Mean Girls, like showing up with the...
Yeah. Or Bridget Jones.
Do you guys remember when the Babadook was a gay icon?
That was a wonderful summer.
For a minute there?
I had a tank top with like Happy Pride from the Babadook.
When we went to see the Babadook at the Plaza, didn't we see it at the Plaza, Kevin? I think we went to see it at the Plaza, and I was like, oh my God, this movie is so scary. And then like a third or halfway through, I was like, oh, this is just depression. That's treatable. I'm not scared anymore.
Yep. Yeah, I wanted way more Babadook in the Babadook. There's like 3 good Babadook scenes. So
Okay, a little overview of the show, which you know because you just watched all of it.
If you need an overview of the show, you're in the wrong place.
I know, but I don't know how to start a podcast otherwise.
we don't have any goodies from Goodreads.
Here, I'll give you. How about I just do a timeline as our?
Let's
as our
do
lead-in?
it. Amy's got a timeline.
And then we could go from there. So, timeline of Widow's Bay, probably Massachusetts, we think.
I think maybe not Massachusetts.
Near
Just
Massachusetts?
because Loftus one point says, I grew up in Massachusetts, but he doesn't say the mainland. He says, I grew up in Massachusetts and we came here for summer.
I looked at a map today because 40 miles off the coast of the continental United States is very far. And even Nantucket, which I visited in December on a fast ferry, was only at 20 or 30 miles. So this is obviously a fictional island, but it have to be really
far out.
Yeah.
Kevin, that was such a good catch. Good job.
Good job, Kevin.
Massachusetts, where
Right,
the Scottish have consumed all the beer.
Oh, bless their hearts.
Go Boston.
And they clean up after themselves.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Widow's Bay Island. At some point in time, something happened and what was left behind were teeth. And when in 1681, Widow's Bay was established by Richard Warren and his 42 compatriots, they found nothing there except for the teeth. That's important fact. In 1696, Richard Warren's first wife dies because they're having a very bad winter and everybody's dying. And around that time, Richard Warren finds the magic mushrooms on the island and talks to the entity.
So that's what we think the mushrooms do? I was confused by what the mushrooms
So the mushrooms, from what I can gather, is that you eat these mushrooms and you go on some crazy trip.
Yeah.
And in your heightened state,
LASIK for the third eye.
LASIK for the third eye.
LASIK for the third eye, open that baby right up, you can commune with the island.
Gotcha.
So that's what happened with Richard Warren. And after he communed with the island, he made a pact with the island. The island is evil. Island is hungry. He is hungry. They make this deal. I will give you people if you stop taking people, basically. Because basically I think the island lets bad things happen and then just munches on the souls as people die. And so Richard Warren's pact was, I'll give you people, just make the bad stuff stop happening. And every now and again, the island rings a bell or whatever and tells them how many people he wants. And then they get fed.
One wonders why. I mean, obviously, then we wouldn't have a show. But one wonders why Richard Warren and his friends didn't just get back on their boat and go.
home.
Well,
I gotta go.
now the island won't let them leave.
No, it won't. But at the time, when you were there and everyone's starving.
They shipwrecked on the island. Like there was a big storm.
Oh, like the ponies
So I
on
think-
Assateague.
I think they were stuck.
But
Okay.
the only people stuck on the island now are people that were born there, but
Correct.
they weren't born there.
So that island had to figure out a way to make them stay. And then once you're born there, it's all over.
They also have the neat trick of there's no cell service on the island because there's always that problem of if people could just call people, a lot of problems would be solved.
So wonderful that
So
they did that.
I love that. And I also love seeing the landlines.
I know.
The long phone cord in the kitchen.
Trisha picking up that landline to call the Driftwood Cafe about her chicken parm and slice of coconut cream pie that she didn't get. Instead, she got a turkey patty with no bun and a single link sausage.
And she just wants them to know.
She doesn't want anybody getting fired.
Not get in trouble. It's also interesting that they only have CRT TVs and no flat screen.
Kevin said that.
Like
Yeah.
they could have
They
flat
also
screen
have
TVs.
old cars.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing in the.
I thought it was in the past.
Well, there's a whole thing. It's in 2026. That's part of my timeline.
I know, which is
I can tell
wild.
you
It
all
seems
about
like it could be 1999.
like there's a whole thing on the internet about how this island is kind of weirdly suspended in time and like how time doesn't apply the
It's
same
like
way
Napoleon
there.
Dynamite.
Yeah, like all the cars are kind of old model
old
cars.
Jeeps,
Like yeah,
My thought on the TV is Kevin's parents live on top of a small mountain in Washington State, and I tried to ship a coat that I made to Kevin's mother UPS, and they were like, that's out of our zone, and it was a lot extra to ship it there. So
I was just saying, I tried to send him a DVD, Blu-ray for Father's Day, and Amazon was like, nope.
yeah, so we had to like get it here and then media mail it to them.
see, this is why you need the post office.
So I thought, I wonder if it's like a shipping issue where it's like only this little ferry goes back and forth. I mean,
You
probably
have to
not enough.
prioritize.
Probably not enough people live there for like Amazon or Best Buy or whatever
Oh,
to
no. Yeah.
ship one flat screen for not $1 million. So maybe they're just like,
These work. I mean,
And it's not like they can just go to the mainland and get one,
Right.
because they will die.
That's also a thing in a lot of shows, though. They have like a mix of technologies. So I don't remember. There are some articles about it, about basically so it makes it more timeless. Like no one's like, oh, that's a flat. I know what model that TV is. So, but I feel like it all kind of does have the opposite effect if you fixate on like, why is there a because there isn't even analog trends, like you can't even get anything on a CRT anymore.
Yeah.
They do have. I mean, they have Wi-Fi. Because he orders those Red Sox tickets on the internet, and they have Evites.
Yeah, that's true.
They do have
just-
some Wi-Fi.
watching tapes.
Yeah.
A lot of tapes,
Yeah.
videotape,
They're
playing games.
They're taking tape.
Famously playing board games.
You can't. So if you had a tube TV, you couldn't watch like antenna with it.
No, you can if you get a digital converter, but there's no more analog
Digital convert.
TV
What about-
transmission, so you can't just like plug in rabbit ears.
Would that even go 40 miles too?
I don't.
Yeah.
As we have discussed before, I don't even know how the lights are on in this house, so I'm not the right person to talk to, I guess.
It's still fun to see though. Like seeing like the
They'll
old
laid some cable. I mean, they have to have phone connections, so there's probably cable laid.
Sure.
So
I love seeing the phones. When in the drug dealer episode, or excuse me, shaman episode, and
so you're a
Tom
drug dealer? No, is that cocaine? Yes.
Tom uses the phone in his kitchen, and it's got that like 15-foot curly cord, so you can just walk around the whole house on the phone, on the kitchen phone.
And you still and you also get like those good. You don't get these anymore when people are leaving a message on an answering machine, and you've got the shot of the answering machine.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
voice comes
I
over.
didn't even think
so the
about
audience
it.
gets this information, but the people aren't getting it because it's on an answering machine. They're not there. I love
You know
that.
what? It's so funny that I didn't even think about the messages on the answering machine. I think I just so easily slipped back into that's how I spent the first 25 years of my life.
Yep.
I think about that poor kid Evan, who spent his whole life on that island, suddenly going to the mainland and discovering cell phones.
It's like getting out of prison. It's like people who've been in prison, but like since before the iPhone was invented, and then they get out of prison and they're like, what?
You know who wrote about institutionalized life like that is Stephen King in Shawshank Redemption.
that's true.
Suddenly you get out and the world's got itself in a big damn hurry.
I've still never read that.
Oh, it's really good.
I believe it.
Highly
I should
recommend.
read it.
So, Richard made his pact with the devil. 1702, Richard buys a new wife from the mainland, and she comes over. Our queen, Sarah.
Betty Gilpin, who's amazing.
She is so good in this show. Her and Hamish Linklater just...
I did not know that was Hamish Linklater until I read it in a review.
He's unrecognizable.
He's the priest in Midnight Mass.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like,
Also the voice.
what?
Importantly, voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne, because he does Batman voice in this. And I was looking up whether they had digitally altered his voice in the show because it's so deep.
Yeah.
No, he just, and his mother was a famous voice coach.
This makes me want to watch Midnight Mass again, too.
It's so good. I read a little interview he did where he's like, yes, I absolutely jumped at the chance to come do this show because I don't want, he was talking about doing this in Midnight Mass. He's like, I don't want anybody to run a tiny, creepy island better than me.
That's true.
So he said to
He did not run that. Well, I guess he did run it well in terms of keeping them alive, but at what cost?
at what cost?
Oh, I have thoughts about that, but continue with your timeline.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, can I just, okay, so I think,
This is framework for thoughts.
okay, great. Thank you. I was thinking earlier as I was making my bed about, we just finished watching that episode where they go out on the boat and Milton from Office Space is telling Tom Loftus about how he kicked his friend away when the tentacled monster was trying to drag him under. And you know, Loftus's reaction, and I think the viewer's reaction is like, well, you acted on instinct, like you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, what he did contributed to his friend's death, but no one would say he did anything wrong because he was, it was life and death situation for himself as well. But then like we have Warren who kills all these people, and I think we all look at him and see a villain, but he's killing them to keep other people alive.
It's the trolley problem.
Then we see
over and over.
Tom at the end, and he's going to kill Ruth. And I mean, I just like my jaw was hanging open. I was like, my hapless, goofy mayor, who's really kind of become a better person throughout this show, is about to murder an old lady, but it is to protect his son. I mean, yeah, now that you say that out loud, I forgot about the whole trolley problem sequence. But I mean, I think it is asking you like, when is that okay and when is it not? When are you a villain and when was it just like something you had to do?
Yeah, how do you parse that?
I kept thinking about the Omelas story too. It's like, if we do one horrible thing, does that make everything else okay?
It is like Omelas.
That is like Omelas.
There's even a basement and the chair.
Oh, the chair.
Oh my God.
Bless.
No.
Yeah, like the weird demonic
So-
cook chair. What is it? Like, why is
we
it
know
facing that? What is it doing?
So
Why
the
is one
chair
electric?
exists as far back as 1702 because Sarah
She saw it, yeah.
goes into the basement and goes through the creepy tunnels and sees the chair.
Did she
freaks
see the
out.
chair? We just rewatched that, and then I didn't catch if she saw the
sees
chair.
and
There's so
the
many
doors
details.
that's in front of it at that point are like wooden doors.
Yeah.
And it's through like a natural cave.
Yeah.
Like a carved out cave. But so we know it's down there as of at least then. So somebody's hauling people down there and putting them out for Santa Claus. Like but I mean, they haven't really explained that yet, which is annoying to me. That we don't really know how that works.
Yeah, there's so much that's left unresolved that aggravates me, especially because they didn't know they were getting a second season, so they were just
really?
they were just like, because it just gotten renewed,
No,
so
nice.
they were gonna just be comfortable leaving us totally hanging. Maybe they were gonna release a graphic novel like Buffy season 8 or something.
I would be happy with one and done because it wouldn't get bad, but
Sure,
there's
yeah.
so much they could do.
I don't hate the way it ended.
Yeah.
And I did not like the last episode when I first watched it, but I just rewatch and I like the last episode a lot better now, I think, because I was a little more prepared for it to be subtle this time around than because the first time I watched it through, I expected that last episode to be like, let's murder Ruth, and Ruth is going to be like, I'm the last to
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected to happen, but I expected something a lot more like in your face, I think. But
I think
watched it.
I think you really have to watch it twice to understand it. Like I watched most of it again, and
Well, yeah, it's interesting when you're not watching it. So the first time through, you're watching it, and every episode is a tiny horror movie.
up until like episode 8, and then it becomes like plot based.
Yes,
Yeah.
and no. I kind of agree with that, and I kind of don't. But either way, once you know what's happening, you're not sitting there in dread, and so you're like actually looking at what's going on. So I definitely think it bears a rewatch.
Yeah. Well, I just meant like the first couple are more like monster of the week.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So.
I was curious about the placement of the cuck chair dungeon, because in the first episode, when they first show it,
Amy's got a map.
oh, okay,
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out where it is.
Like the camera pans down below City Hall, and it goes through 3 levels of tunnels.
So you have Salty Whale, 3 levels of tunnels, chair.
But then in the historical episode, she just goes down 1 ladder, and it's right there.
I think the Salty Whale is on a hill. And so it has 2 layers, and then you get chair. And then there's 2 other locations we know of. You can go through City Hall, and you can go through the
Museum?
Founder's House.
Yeah, that's true.
And both of those only have 1 layer, and then you get to chair. So I think the Salty Whale just must be up on a hill or something.
Okay.
That's the only thing. But yes, there's definitely more layers underneath that
Yeah, I was
than there
like-
were the other ones.
Are they going to make a thing of this? Was this just like...
Although the well also
Yeah, the well was also just...
right on the top of the chair.
Yeah.
Man, I did not get this deep into it, literally speaking.
You didn't go through all the tunnels down to the chair?
I did not. I did think about, I would love to have a beer at the Salty Whale with my whole heart.
Oh, yeah. Me
Just
too.
like a dive bar.
What about Barnabas?
Barnabas would be good too. I would hang out on any of those places.
The Salty Whale does look fun, though.
Is Barnabas a reference to anything? Because
Barnabas was the husband of Francis.
Oh, okay.
because all I could think of was Dark Shadows. So that's the name of the
Oh, yeah.
vampire in Dark Shadows.
I think having rewatched the first 7, rewatched, the one that is the most rewarding for a rewatch, I think, is the one where Patricia has her cocktails.
Yeah, that one is so fun.
It's
Damn
so
it, I love that
funny. Like,
episode
it's
so much.
such a good episode, but then on
And
the
now you've seen
second
my
watch,
Dragon Con costume.
now you know all of the times where Rosemary is like, "Are you sure you want to wear that?" And
Yes.
she's like, "Be supportive."
Yes.
And it's like, well, the first time I watched it, I was like, "Well, a little tiara is a little bit goofy, like a Claire's tiara," and I was like, "But if it makes her happy," and then of course now I know it's actually a deer's antlers carcass thing.
So, yes.
Oh, I was going to say, and the Richard Warren episode, because
Yeah, that one's good.
the first time there are some bells, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." And
Yeah.
You don't know why, but
Oh yeah.
when you rewatch it, it's because the island's like, "Nope, need 5 more
Yep.
souls."
Yep.
Rosemary,
The best.
the best of all time.
She plays the chaperone in the TV version of A League of Their Own, and I love her dearly.
Oh, that's right.
I think that
Sarge?
Rosemary and Dale to me are they're like MSG and smoked paprika. They make everything better in just a little dash. Makes everything better. I don't think that you would want all Rosemary or all Dale, but every time they have a line, it's just
That's wonderful.
priceless. It's so good.
So what I noticed going back on rewatch is that Rosemary is never wrong.
No.
Every time she opens her mouth, she says something true.
I love her.
And the things we haven't seen come to fruition yet are fascinating to me, because one thing she said was, the mayor said, Loftus told Dale that he wanted Dale to take the writer, New York Times writer, around the island. And, keep it light. Take him to this, that, and the other. And Dale's like, so you don't want me to take him to the old hospital? And Loftus like, no, don't take him to the old hospital. And
No.
Rosemary says, it's perfectly safe to drive by. You just can't stop.
Yeah.
And now I really want an episode to happen at the old hospital.
That's just it. I was reading online that, like, there's any one-off line could be used for a future episode. Like when Ruth is like, and then the lake took my daddy.
Yes.
And then an animal bit him and he became
Turned
the
into
animal. And I was like, oh, werewolf show.
I made little notes of everywhere where I think we could have episodes next year.
There's so
So
many.
like the hospital is one. The got bit by an animal turned into that
An
animal.
animal, yeah,
all
yeah.
the trolley workers disappearing.
Back in 42 when they built the trial.
That weird Slender Man that's in the mayor's Welcome to Widow's Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, what happened when the innkeeper was in the hotel room and he was like, can I have some food? As though he had been in there for hours and hours and hours. And then he trashes the room the second time.
Yeah.
And we never talk about it. He never is like, you left me in there for days. But like, that's the implication.
But that's the vibe. That part of the show is so funny to me, that all this shit happens and nobody ever mentions it again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which is exactly how, I mean, I guess it starts to make sense how this island could be doing this for so long, and everybody just
Well, and generational
goes
knowledge
along with it.
goes away because, like, there's a shot in the first couple episodes of the bell and it's tied up. So, like, at some point they tied the bell so it wouldn't ring.
Right.
Yeah. You also don't want to seem like the crazy person who's like, maybe our island is haunted, because you look at Wick and Wick seems nuts in the first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad Amy has a timeline, because my biggest question is, in, I guess, the 60s, they were making film strips about the sacrifices,
Yeah.
and
So-
then kind of.
Yeah, what
So
happened?
what happened between the 60s and today?
So I think in the 60s, and this is my extensive research meaning I watched the show twice. So I think the last sacrifices, I don't think it doesn't happen constantly, because if you look at the timeline, it's like stuff will happen, there'll be a lull, stuff will happen, there'll be a lull, stuff will happen, there'll be a lull. So I think the last sacrifices happened because if you look at the letter so the bell rings in our now times. Pastor Bryce freaks out and goes clawing through all the church records, and he finds a letter that's like, the bells have rung, here's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Later on, you see the bottom half of that letter because he burned it. And the bottom half of the letter is signed by Reverend Theodore Roberts. And when Ruth is going through her picture album, she has a picture of herself with Teddy Roberts, Reverend Teddy Roberts. And so
Girl, you paid so much attention.
roughly, it seems like in like the 70s, that's when Wick kicked his friend into the ocean, and he said it was a bad time on the island. And I think around that time, that's when Teddy Roberts and possibly the people at the hospital that closed did the last sacrifice. And I think that's probably around the time they made those videos that Dale finds. So they were trying to sort of institutionalize this thing they realized they had to do. And then that's when Howard the Coward mayor, he either got sacrificed or ran off because...
I wonder...
So anyway, I think that's the last time it happened. But the island's been waking up since the 2000s because they have an earthquake, and they at the very beginning of the show, and their little radio says we haven't had one of these for 20 years.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago is also when the boogeyman was around, and so anyway, I think it's been sort of.
Yeah, I was just kind of like curious what led up to the institutionalization of it to everyone just kind of forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Except
Well,
This is one of my
I
big
also
questions,
wonder
too.
how they refound out to do it, because it seems like that information would have died with Warren
It happens
unless everybody knew that why he was doing what he was doing, and they just thought it was
Well, he tells
bullshit.
the council when they bury him alive.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Basically, what's up? Basically, so
I literally just watched that, and I just remember. I just thought he was like, "I'm doing it to protect you all." Like I didn't. Did he tell?
Well, no, he tells them it's a covenant, a life for a life. Like if you do it, the horrors will cease.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
he basically
true.
gives them the outline.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Maybe they realize.
I'm going to preface all this shit that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about with, this is an outstanding question that I have too, because they don't really tell us how that knowledge keeps going and who's doing it. There must be some inner cabal of people who know.
Yeah. Well, and then how did Bryce even know to go looking for the records?
Because Theodore even if the bell tolls, what he should do even then.
like how?
Well, in a mystery story, you always go to the library.
Because the bell was tied up, so he was
Yeah.
sort of like, what the fuck?
And maybe he went just. To
And it's
start-
also possible, who knows, like maybe when he took over the church, somebody was like,
It's kind of like when the Targaryens have to keep telling about the king who was promised or whatever, because it's
pass
coming
it down.
I don't know about the king who was promised.
Well, it's why the Targaryens have to be in charge, because they know that winter is coming, and like the zombies or whatever.
Oh,
So there's this big chunk of time between Richard Warren dying and then there are a bunch of storms and like shit happens in like the 1780s, and then it goes still for a while, and then a bunch of shit happens in like the mid 1800s, and then it goes still for a while, and then you don't really hear anything else until although the witch trials probably happened in there somewhere. We found them,
we found them, we burned
Well,
them.
and then
It's a source of great pride.
But then you get Ruth born, and the trolley workers all disappearing happened the same year.
And also like her daddy in the lake and all that. So
Yep. So it all starts happening again in the second half of the 1900s.
I wonder if one-off things always happen though.
I think there's just horror on the island.
I mean, someone can just drown in a lake. Maybe we have an ancient evil. I don't know, but people do just still die.
That's true. But like daddy got taken in the lake.
That's true.
He got bitten by an animal and turned into that animal.
The phrasing is probably not an accident.
What's funny is I think that ambiguity is the point, because the first 3 episodes, I was like, oh, this is funny. Every episode's going to be like, it's going to be scary. And then it's black mold or it's just fog. But then like the actual island is haunted. But for a little while, you're like, I don't think it's actually haunted. So
Yeah, it's like, is it, isn't it?
It gets so scary and dark toward the end. Like I think after when we found the priest who had hanged himself, I was like, "Oh shit, show!
Yeah.
This just got dark." And then the last episode gets very dark. But yeah, I kind of thought it was gonna stay like more Scooby-Doo-ish, of kind of hapless island bureaucrats. And yes, there's a curse, but I did not expect all this.
Yeah, I thought when it was described as Parks and Rec, like in a Stephen King book, I thought it was going to be more like the
Parks and
mayor,
Rec.
the mayor dealing with wacky things. It's kind of scary,
I
but
mean,
wacky
it is.
things on.
The mayor is dealing with wacky things.
Yeah, but like in his role
dark,
as a
though.
mayor, not just like
I didn't. As soon as I saw the priest dangling from the back of a door, I was like, "Oh, it's that kind of show." It's still got the Parks and Rec jokes, thank God, because you really need them.
Yeah.
But it got rougher than I thought it was going to.
The one thing I was thinking a lot about last night, because I rewatched the old timey episode, and Richard Warren, as he is like 300 years old alive or whatever, it's scary until he opens his mouth, and then he does the Batman voice, and it's not scary at all.
Yeah, I didn't find it scary, but I definitely found it unsettling. But that whole scene, up
When he's on the bed?
up until Patricia comes in and says, "I forgot my purse."
It's so funny.
Up until she comes in, forgetting
There's
her
such
purse.
simple jokes, but like,
He was. I found that very creepy. Like him sitting on that bed,
and then writing was-
Loftus kind of creeping up to him, and he's just sitting there going, "Ugh."
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's undead. It is scary.
But his voice is very deep.
yeah. That was I thought that was a good mix of like being creepy and like the subtle jokes. It's like
Because he signed it with his blood, feces,
Yeah.
and semen.
and then,
He wipes his hand on his pants.
well, yeah, because like, and when he says that, like another show might have like cut to a close up of him wiping his hand on his
but-
pants, but he just like slowly, like almost unnoticeably wipes. His
Yeah.
Like he wanted to be polite about it, but like he was really gross.
It's also 330-year-old
Yeah, it's
blood,
on.
feces, and semen. Something about this show that I've really noticed is how incredibly expressive everyone's face is. And I'm not judging what anyone wants to do, but I was like, boy, an actor who has not Botoxed their face just can do so much. And I think every single person in this show has a very complex face, makes the tiniest little facial gesture change and communicates so much. And I think you really, really get a lot out of that.
Like this is
Face acting, it turns out you use your face to act.
it's not a show that cast its characters for attractiveness specifically.
No.
Which is
I mean, I think it's a testament to how good a show is with normal looking people.
yes.
Normal looking people.
I mean, and it really is. It makes you
Give us ourselves, Hollywood.
like because what's it? Reese. What's his first name?
Michael
Matthew Reese plays Loftus, and what he does with his mouth is just constantly
totally
fascinating
agree.
to watch. Like he bounces around between like dismay and horror and joy, and it's like just the littlest little ticks of muscles around his mouth. And
Yes.
it's fascinating.
I think a lot about how he would act if he could use his natural accent too. Because
Oh, what is it?
It's
English.
Welsh.
Or yeah, like
He's got this
I didn't
Welsh
know
accent.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of accents, why is it that exactly two people on this island sound like the Family Guy, and
yeah,
then
only two. Yeah.
no one else has
Like
any kind of
you get
discernible
like
accent?
the random sailor or lighthouse keeper who sound
Patricia's
like
British
yeah.
too.
She
Patricia's
is
British, yeah.
She reminds me of Shelley Duvall.
She's
does.
supposed to remind you of something.
And I saw an interview with her, and she's much prettier when she's just being herself. Like she does something as Patricia that like
her walk is so
She's so
specific.
awkward.
She like
Yeah.
lurches around her walk.
she does a double chin a lot. She's like super dark eyes.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it was a scene with what was the scene with Loftus talking to Richard Warren in the bedroom that really made me think about their faces and how their faces are so expressive. And I was looking at him and I was like, this scene would not be nearly as good without his wrinkles and little mild jowls. And I was like, maybe my wrinkles and little mild jowls
Turns out we
make
just have
me
faces.
who I am.
We just have faces.
We just have faces. And they're great. The more your face can do, the
I
better.
do like y'all's faces.
I could.
I like y'all's faces.
I was shocked that Ruth is 90 years old in real life. The
Oh wow,
actress. Yeah.
she's so spry.
Well, I mean,
Bounding
maybe
up those
it's that
stairs.
pact with the devil.
Yep.
You know?
The episode with Sarah Warren is directed by Ty West, who did X and Maxine.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
those are good.
I like the
Pearl.
So, as far as like what type of horror movie the shows are, it was just a fun thing for
Oh,
my
yeah.
brain to do while I was watching. And I think that the flashback, that historical episode
Mhm.
in a different world would have been like a sort of either a super bug infect zombie type movie like 28 Days Later or something like that, because like all these people are dying of the plague and
Yeah.
it's making them manic. So they then kill somebody else when they get infected by the plague. So this is just going on behind the scenes of
Yeah.
this otherwise very straightforward historical like context episode, which I found very delightful.
That
Like-
one reminded me of The Witch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you're like, is there an evil or is it just people doing bad things?
Yeah.
And then, of course, in The Witch, spoiler for The Witch, the goat actually is the devil.
Black Phillip is he does want the taste of butter.
Patricia says at one point, there's a lot happening behind, like, where do the bad things that happen on this island come from? Is the island making them happen, or are there more on this island than anywhere else because the evil lives there?
That's my question is, how does the evil island spirit decide how to manifest? As the boogeyman, as a fog, as a clown?
Patricia said at one point to the sheriff that her theory is it just, how did she put it? Let me look it up.
Because it's very clear that Patricia's party is about her being insecure and wanting to be popular.
So she says...
I think the island can play to its audience.
Yeah, for sure. The Patty wagon with her books. I love Patty.
I love her.
Those girls are so mean.
So I think they do such a good job with the mean girls and Patricia, because when that one woman really confronts her, or she confronts that woman in the bar, and then the woman like tells you why she hates Patricia so much, and then you can see it. You're like, oh, you're the special one. You did the right things to not get murdered. Yeah. And then you can 100% see why if you didn't believe her. And I think they have a good reason to not believe her because she was lying about the phone calls.
Yeah.
I understood that resentment then. I was like, God, why are they so mean to her? She's just dorky. But then I think you really have a lot of sympathy for her. Her friends were murdered, and this person she reasonably believes has like stolen valor. Yeah. And of course, implicit in that is a criticism of the girls who did die. So I was like, oh no, I don't know who to root for.
The real horror is being stuck on an island forever with the people you went to high school with.
So Patricia says her theory is that the island corrupts, and that's what would have happened to her if Bashir, the sheriff, hadn't stopped her during her party, that she would have become the horror on the island. Right?
Oh.
So her theory is that normal things are happening on the island, but everybody's got these little petty things that they have welling up in them at all times, and then something happens to
She says that when she's in the car with him?
Mm-hmm.
I literally just
and this really does color, like,
I miss so much.
Like Willie the Killer Clown. Like he lets on to Loftus during that whole scene that how much he hates everybody on the island.
Oh, I wondered if that was Loftus's thoughts.
I also wondered
because he said Hick,
he's reflecting back a
and
lot.
He said Hick, and Loftus had just called Wick a hick, Wick the hick,
and he talked about how great it was to order a cappuccino, and like that man has not left that hotel to get a cappuccino.
Yeah,
he would not have known that.
It's like the pink slime in Ghostbusters 2 that makes everybody like angry. I don't know.
I have a pony prattle.
Oh, there's horses?
Episode 1, as we're panning around the Historical Society building, and there are all the articles and things on the wall, Kevin and I paused and read as much of them as we could make out.
Oh, there's so many good sight gags.
There's one that says, man found dead by horse.
And for a minute, I was like, did he get found by the horse, or was he found dead next to a horse?
Yeah. And then if you pause it and read the article, it seems like the horse found him. They discovered him dead by his horse. So I think both things are true. But then the horse was like standing over him like, huh? So I think both things are true. The horse found him, and also he was found by people by a horse.
Doing the props in this show has been so much fun.
Like the cannibalism article?
There's a crown of thorns in the Historical Society.
the calendar with just a car crash. So good. Okay, so that theory makes sense about the island corrupting.
I mean, it's just a theory.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand it for some things, like, because who is the boogeyman?
Whoever turns into a serial killer.
Oh.
But how did he come back alive?
Yes,
Yeah.
well.
Like, is it Michael Myers or not?
Yesterday at our Tiki event, a couple friends who have watched everything, they said that they think that the boogeyman is a descendant of Warren and can't be killed, because then when we just rewatched and they were telling the story and saying like they shot him or stabbed him or something and he didn't die, so they buried him alive under the house.
So
maybe he dug his way out.
This has been rolling around the internet too, and I think the only reason I don't agree with that is because none of the rest of Richard Warren's descendants have a problem dying. So it doesn't make any sense why it would just be the boogeyman that can't die. I think the theory about the boogeyman, like that story about him, is a bastardization of what actually happened with Richard Warren. Like, I think it's sort of a...
But we have the boogeyman again, though.
But then he dies, though. Remember, she like goes like... One of my favorite scenes is like when they carried the shotgun around to every single part of him getting burnt alive.
The only thing I can think of is the island woke that boogeyman up for some reason.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like, is he even really there? Like with
somebody
the husband from the gemstones, the clown. I don't know the guy's name.
Yeah. Husband from the gemstones.
Yeah, the righteous gemstones.
I've never
What's
seen
the guy's name?
He played Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the righteous gemstones.
But somebody stole the mask.
So funny. He's in it.
Yeah, somebody stole the mask.
Yeah,
so
like,
somebody
was it a
real went
teenager?
into the Historical Society.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Because I just thought maybe it's like an apparition, like the guy in the hotel.
Unclear, but I think that's the point, because Michael Myers doesn't die, and that's the whole fun part.
Yeah.
So
I like to think of Willie, that actor. I like to think of him as Kenneth Parcell 2.0, basically.
what there's also some other weird stuff, like, so when Loftus is in the crawl space and Willie the Clown shows up and he's after in the crawl space.
It's so scary.
Really scary.
I screamed.
And so Loftus looks over, he sees a skeleton, he freaks out. That skeleton
It's him.
is wearing his shirt.
I just assumed it's him.
But that doesn't make any sense though, right? And then at the end of in the last episode, the last shot, he's wearing that shirt again.
Well, he just wakes up. So I think I thought it was like some kind of nightmare foisted on him.
So he's supposed to notice that the skeleton is wearing his shirt.
Oh, I mean, I did. So I would think
I did not know what to do with that information. So any theory is new to me.
maybe it was just the black mold. I don't know.
Like everything, I don't have any theories. I'm just like, wow, huh?
Do we like Evan?
Oh, I hate Evan.
I hate Evan, but I think Evan is a developmentally ordinary teenager. You know, like all the teenagers in the show are terrible. Evan is the least bad.
He is like getting a little better as the show goes on too. But man, the way he reads those letters from his mother at his dad, is sociopathic.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's a kid.
and he's had a fairly.
It was
like he knows his dad is lying to him.
Yeah.
He's not wrong that his life is terrible,
and
too.
he can't leave the island.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know that I don't want to hate him, but some of the stuff he does is just so.
But I don't think it's unusual for teenagers to
be dicks.
be really terrible. And I think like his dad has told him this story his whole life.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is horrible what he's doing to his dad, but he's just like, what the fuck?
But he was already being a dick before he found out his dad was lying.
Of course he was. I mean, of course he was. He's a dick.
He's a dick.
But like, I think when he's 30, he'll probably be fine.
Yeah, that's probably true. He's already starting to be finer.
He is. And also
But then he accidentally kills that guy.
he is the least, he didn't.
He didn't do anything wrong, I don't think.
What do you mean he killed a guy? His friend is the one who locked him in that room.
They had no idea it was a sacrifice chamber.
No, they didn't know that, but also he didn't do that.
PJ is worse than Evan.
PJ is way worse than
Yeah.
Evan. Those girls are, well, the one girl is terrible too.
Oh, yeah.
They killed Kenny, those bastards.
But the blonde kid is the one who closed the guy in the room, and then Evan tried to let him out.
Fine.
And they didn't know the door would.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
But
Actually,
no,
I don't think the door would have locked unless there had been somebody in there who was scared enough to bring the demon out to get him.
oh, I don't think that guy was scared.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Nobody knows what was happening down there besides
The guy who got locked in
scary
there
room. Yeah.
initially.
Well, he was scared after the door got shut.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought he was like, "You fuckers, let me out." But yeah, of course, you would get scared when you realize you're locked in down
That's
there.
the theory.
What I don't understand is, there's the rumor that people can't leave the island, but I think, did Tom believe that? Is that why he always kept him on the island?
He says, "Yeah,
Because he lies to the reporter and says, of course he's left the island.
yeah."
So how much did he know about the horrors?
Well, he says to Ruth when he thinks she's dead that his wife told him all about it, and he made fun of her instead of believing her.
Yeah.
But the implication during his speech is that he did understand.
He said that.
And
He
that
said
after-
that when she had the stroke on the ferry, he was like, "Oh, it's true."
And so when his kid was born there, he was like, "Well, that kid's never leaving the island."
Yeah. It sucks.
And so then it is crazy that he was like, "Bring more people here."
And it also makes sense why he was so like.
The danger is to residents, though, not to the guests.
Yeah, but then if new people come there and settle there and have kids there,
And clearly they could get killed by a nor'easter.
That's true.
or they could just come there and be pregnant and end up having their baby on the island while they're, unexpectedly
if
there
there's
for a little
serial killer,
holiday.
the serial
It's like reverse
killer.
dreamers.
I mean, yeah, there's like the serial killer could kill residents and non-residents
That's true,
alike.
that's true.
And he still might not have actually believed it, but just like in the back of his mind, he's just doesn't want to risk it with his son.
Well, and normally it's fine on the island. Like there's like the periods of horror, and then like maybe for the 20 years it's been like,
And he wasn't there. It seems like he was not there when like the serial killer was running around.
No.
And because his wife would have been in high school, I think, at the time.
Yeah, because I think Patricia and them are like our age-ish, like
Because-
they're early 40s.
I have a sense that
Lauren
they're
was
maybe
born-
a little older than us.
Lauren was born in 1982.
Oh,
Um,
Yeah, because it was like
And-
2010 when the kid was born.
how
probably.
did you know that she was born in 1982? Did you see the birth
because
certificate or
Ruth was
something?
born in 1942.
Oh.
And she was Miss
Oh.
Widow's Bay in
Oh, that's right.
1959. And she says
She was pregnant
40
when she was 40.
when
Yeah,
she was
that's
40. And so Lauren was born in 1982. And the boogeyman, the mask says circa 2000s.
Yeah,
So she would have been like,
So she's our age.
she's our age.
yeah, that's cool.
Bless her heart.
I know.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon. I 100% thought it was going to turn out that Lauren was still alive. The wife. That she was like somewhere
in an
crazy.
institution or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
The reveal of Evan being the last living descendant is chef's kiss, though. It was so good.
So I figured he had to be, because that's the only way to fully tie Loftus's hands.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like if that's his son, he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just thought Evan would have to be. But then when it was revealed that the mom was for sure dead, I was like, well, there goes that. But then, dun, dun, dun.
I noticed that when Tom was on his mushroom trip, which is such a funny episode, he's eating the mushrooms and he's on the toilet for like a solid day, apparently. But he says a prayer on mushrooms, which is what Richard Warren does. And he goes, I'll do anything to protect my son.
Yep.
So I wonder.
So I had a lot. That was one of my bigger questions before I did this rewatch because, you know, they had that whole episode about the mushroom trip. And to me, it never seemed like anything came out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, same. Like,
I also want to know what happened during all the blackouts.
I know.
right. Well, like when he was losing time.
Yeah. So much time.
When I went
Getting
back
dirty.
and watched it, so you're supposed to find answers when you, or find the answer or find answers when you go on this trip. They say that a couple times. And, he did. So he's on this acid trip. And when he gets to the toilet and he's doing his thing, he like looks over and he sees his wife and he sees her go blind on the boat and he sees her give birth to Evan and that whole thing. And it's like, the answer is Evan is the answer.
Oh.
And he is actually given that answer while he is on. And then he says he talks to the island and he doesn't really say what they talked about or what was revealed to him. But I was just really glad when I went back and watched that. I was like, oh no, he knows from that moment, he knows what the answer is. He just doesn't know it.
The other thing that he sees when he's on his trip is he's sitting at his desk and Ruth comes into his office. And as she approaches him, she is standing in front of the portrait of the Warrens. And then she gets bigger and bigger as he's looking at her and she fills the frame.
The answer.
That's good.
Yeah.
He gets the answer while he's on that mushroom
But he
trip.
doesn't get any actionable information other than I guess he could kill Ruth and his son.
Yeah.
I thought his acid trip should have given us a little more information.
Agree.
It was a fun episode, but I didn't feel like it gave us anything
Yeah, like I didn't guess the ending from that episode.
useful, I guess, unless
gave
it was
him-
just like, hey, you can kill these guys and it'll be fine.
I think it gave him enough fear and enough desperation to go do what he ends up doing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it was Rosemary's genealogy slideshow that really told him.
I did a dead baby versus lesbian score.
So this is why
We had 4 dead babies and 2 lesbians.
This is why I don't agree with the lesbian part, because if you were a lesbian in 1720, you're still getting married.
Yeah, it was just a gag.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I
I don't remember. I haven't rewatched that one.
when she does the genealogy, she's going dead baby, lesbian.
Oh,
Because they don't reproduce. But I was like, I was watching that last night and I was like, hey, if I was gay in
it's stupid.
1720, you would
Well, she
still be
also
pregnant.
obviously missed the idea that you can have a baby and not be married.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
You know?
I love that they have to sit through the entire presentation. She goes,
That whole thing was just full of gems.
yeah, it was so good.
The murder mystery. So that was another thing that went in the timeline. That in 1860, like this whole family died, and she's like, "It's a real murder mystery if we have time." And they're just like, "I guess we don't have time." And then she kind of aside goes, "It was the husband."
And then she's like, and then Sarah thought she was good looking. I've seen her. She wasn't. Like, something like that.
She really thought she was something.
Yeah.
He tried to build a submarine. We all know how that goes.
I liked how Warren was willing to be driven off past the buoy and die until he ate a couple cans of Vienna sausage, and then that restored his zest for life.
Honestly, relatable.
He was like, "This is so good," like the pickle dip that we just had.
Yeah.
Give me something very salty, and I want to live.
The exchange between them in the coffin. Fuck you. No, fuck you.
Oh,
It's so dumb and it doesn't sound funny.
So
but it
funny.
is, yeah.
do you know what? Oh, I like the part where Evan asks the cop. This is a little moment of Evan being very human.
Yeah.
This is why I can't hate Evan when he's like, "Can I yell 'fuck you, pig'?" And I really didn't know what the sheriff was going to say. I really had no idea. And then he's like, "No, the fuck you cannot." It's so good.
Bashir has so many good lines with the party. He's like, Patricia, what the fuck
Patricia,
are you doing?
what the fuck are you
And he's so
doing?
gentle. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I like how he
Shakes
just
her out of it.
seems practical and quite tired all the time. He's just like,
And he makes the correct choice. Like Patricia finishes telling him about all this stuff, and he's like, "Yep, I'm out. Good luck.
good.
Good luck with your endeavors. I'll be gone."
"You're not going to take me to jail?" And he's like, "No, because I cannot listen to this shit all night."
I was just looking through my little boxes of my favorite things. I've like boxed off my favorite things. Patricia with that fucking 2% taser. One.
Oh, yeah.
That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So the list of shows that have made me laugh out loud in my life: Arrested Development, 30 Rock, Kimmy Schmidt, this.
Yeah.
I wondered if the woman, the doctor's wife who approaches them on the dock as Sarah Warren and the kids are trying to
yeah.
escape, is she the sea hag?
Oh, good question.
Oh, I was convinced that the sea hag was actually the young woman.
The hot lady.
I'm still
that was
convinced.
that was some very good misdirection. I don't think it was her. I don't think it was her.
I don't think it was either.
I was just like, why would she like this guy?
But I was right there with Loftus when she showed up. I was like, yeah, we know who you are.
Oh, but also, like, when it was revealed that it wasn't her, I was like, well, she's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Why did she go to his house?
Why did she go to his house? And
After he
also-
said, I can't hang out tonight.
Yes.
She was so pushy.
And he invited her. She's like, do you want to get out of here? And then he's like, I got to go to Patricia's cocktails. And then he's like, do you want to come? And she's like,
Why don't we go
but let's
somewhere
go to
else?
your house. And
I
I'm
know,
like,
that's
he
sea hag.
just told you no and then invited you somewhere
No, she's
else.
a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm like, I think he was well rid of her. Even, I don't care if her feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
She's no good for him.
When
I
the
want
sea
more
hag-
for our Loftus.
when the
I mean, I did. I don't now.
Until
when the sea hag gets yeeted off the recliner. Because she literally does just sit on your face until you die.
I really like that she gets harpooned in his bathroom.
And then just turns into dirty water.
The note about the sea hag was like possibly damp. Wait, moves way too fast.
I called it my sea hag field guide.
Yeah.
Old woman, possibly damp, faster than an old woman should be!
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
It kept making me think of Sheriff Dullard's list
Yes.
on Tuong Fu, his list of places for
Valet
homos.
schools.
Flower shops.
All the little you can
Brunch.
tell a lot of this was written by a woman too, because there's a lot of very prescient woman things that are happening in the show. Like Marissa, the not sea hag lady, she apologizes a lot. It's really funny. And Patricia with her, are you mad at me? Are you mad at something I said? Note to Richard Warren. And then her little self-help book that she uses to then make a Midsummer Nightmare. At one point it says, list the things you like about yourself, and there's like 2 lines that she can fill.
Oh, I noticed
and
that.
list the things you don't like about yourself, and it's like a whole rest of the page.
There's so many lines.
It's like circle your worst features.
The
But
shoulders.
My favorite part about that was that there was a front-facing vagina on it.
Oh, it was so weird.
The shoulders.
So weird.
Like the outside shoulders.
Like her outside shoulders are her worst part.
It's her worst quadrant, Lemon.
That book reminds me of the self-help book in Severance, Be the You Are.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Everything Betty Gilpin said when she was playing Sarah
The
was
double
was the
clap at
funniest
one
thing
point.
ever. She's like,
Let's go.
Oh, when they're like, your children, she's like, my children.
just but met.
I've only just met them.
she says, I am but okay. That's another. Her age is another question mark I had, because at one point she says, "I
to
am
be 40.
I am but 4 and 10 years almost."
I was trying to figure out what that means.
I think they
4 and
4 and 10.
I think like 4 times 10, kind of like
Okay.
Oh, I
Like
thought
4
that maybe meant
scores,
50. Like
420s. Okay.
Did you think she was?
So she's almost 50.
I thought she was 50, but
I
then
thought
I
she was 38, 39.
But then I
She says
realized
almost.
4.
4 and 10 would be 4.
4 and 10 is 14. I don't know what.
That's
it
what I
means.
heard it
Yeah,
as at first too, but I think you're probably right. 40.
I mean, times were tough.
Yeah.
Because what she says right after that is, "Allow me to wither in my father's attic, as is my womanly destiny."
Yeah. I mean, she's a spinster, and also I know that Betty Gilpin is around our age.
Yeah.
And, like they wouldn't get her to play 30.
There was people on the internet trying really hard to like shoehorn her into the same thing. Like Shep, the guy who dies in the first episode, is on his paperwork. It says he's 37.
37.
That's just a joke, though. Yeah.
It's a very specific joke. And then, but anyway, so they were trying to be like, oh well, maybe it's her too. Maybe she's actually only 14, and she
Or,
just
like,
looks
time dilation.
like something like that. But I think she probably meant 40.
I think she was just like at some point one of her friends on the island is like, you've escaped. I forget, like a late marriage is a blessing or something.
Yeah, the first lady who greets her on the island, she's like, it's not every day somebody your age gets married. And she says, she's like, I thought I would die without a husband or children. And she's like, and I had made a life and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Poor her.
Yeah.
Poor Sarah. She's like, I thought I could get used to it, and now I'm here.
Well, now she did have adventure in the Great Wide
She
somewhere.
did. Adventure in the Great Wide. My other favorite thing was the games in the inn.
The tooth game made me laugh out loud. Teeth, and it's just like a pulley.
And then Daddy's home.
And he's
Oh
so
my God.
that
Daddy's younger boss yelled at him today.
an angry man in the house.
She shouldn't
She
have said
shouldn't have
that.
said that.
And then the cars are just like run.
Not
run,
now. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Run.
Yeah, there are so many good sight gags. The teeth one got me.
It's so funny.
Patricia having Loftus on a stretchy leash while he's on his monkey trip. And then
Use
she's
your
like,
crayons.
Use your crayons. And then it's so funny. Okay, so what's the deal with the hand? Why does everyone who goes on a mushroom
It's
trip?
the map of the island.
It is?
Yeah, so if you flip the hand on its side and you look at a map of the island, they're
Oh, really?
When did you look at a map of the island?
on the internet. There's a bunch of maps of the island in like the historical society, but
Oh.
I thought it was just a joke because like
Instagram.
it's
Oh,
just
right.
your
It's like a hand turkey.
Yeah.
Like, you trace your hand and you make a turkey in school.
I mean, it's not like the island doesn't have 5 fingers, but if like it's roughly hand, it's like kind of like saying Michigan's a mitten.
It's a sacred geometry.
Michigan is a
You don't just riff that.
I thought it was just because it's funny that it was just.
I thought it was funny, but
Because the
then
priest did the same thing. The priest made the hand. Loftus made his own hand.
Priest made hand?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And then,
It
the
sounds
guy
like I
who,
didn't watch the same show. I
When did
think.
the priest make a hand?
It was in the office when they were rummaging around through his stuff.
I gotta watch it a third time.
You have to really pay attention to every single second.
I was paying attention, guys.
I have to say, I was cutting out a sewing pattern during the second watch.
Do we know why everything is 42?
Because it's the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
Okay.
Is everything 42 or?
Yeah,
There are a lot of
it's
42s.
42 miles from shore. There were 42 settlers.
There were 43, but we're not ready for that story yet.
The trolley was built in 1940.
nice.
Was not built in 1942.
That's when everybody
and
disappeared.
I think there are a few others.
Is 42 the Hitchhiker's Guide
Yeah.
joke
Yeah.
number?
That's cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Oh, in Patricia's Paddy Wagon, there's so many Stephen King books, and then behind her, when she's looking at the inspirational book that she picks up off the floor, there's Twilight back there.
Yeah,
There's an Asimov book on the shelf
saw that.
when the doors are open.
It's a Stephen King book in that box.
There's a ton. There's a whole shelf.
And that episode with her party when she finds the book and it's like a weird evil book. Oh, it was so good.
It's like the Necronomicon.
Yeah. And then it's like Wicker Man on the beach. You tried to lead them into the sea.
Oh, I was like, why is it so funny that he says sea
I know.
in that scene when he's like, people who woke up in the sea are talking about pressing charges. And I
think
was like, water or ocean would have been 40% not as funny as sea.
And and they were also like knee deep too, but it's so funny. There is a genre of nautical and sea horror that this is really playing into. So like there's an old Dennis Hopper movie called Night Tide about falling in love with an evil mermaid. And it's the same kind of, it's like old black and white movie. It's super fun. But like The Fog too, I think it ties into our love of the terror, like the OG nautical horror.
Mm-hmm.
That first episode was definitely The Fog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Amy, is Wick's boat really called the Queequeg?
It was either his or Shep's.
We were just watching that last episode with when they take Warren past the buoys, and I could, it's too dark, so I kept being like, "Is there going to be a light?"
Well,
so
I saw that. I saw that was posted on, I think, Kate Dippold's Instagram from a behind the scenes. But I do think they show his boat. It's not when it's in the water. I think they might have shown it in the dock
Marina
or something like that in passing. But that's where that came from Instagram. So
I have a feminist favorite from episode 1.
hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is when Wick is telling the story about the old sea captain and he was married to a 16-year-old
Yeah.
bride
52.
and then she goes, "Are all the older women dead in this scenario?"
She's like, I understand it happens as a one-off. It's when it becomes a pattern that's a problem. He's like, yeah, I can see that.
And Patty also does that in the episode where he picks up the lady at the bachelor party, and he's like, "How old was she?" And he was like, "Age appropriate."
She's like, "For what?" But it's a
Strange way to describe someone you just gave a ride to.
The first episode or two, I had the sense that Patricia was in love with Loftus, and I don't have that sense anymore.
No.
I had that feeling during that Sea Hag episode, but at no other time. And I think rewatching it, it just seems like she's very kind of protective of women.
Yeah.
She's just sort of like,
Yeah, and just asking intrusive questions generally.
she's just weird.
After having that same conversation, she goes, "You drove by me when I had a flat tire once."
He can apparently only stop for women under 40.
Guys, there's a T-shirt in the Historical Society that says, "Don't
Say I didn't warn you.
Don't say I didn't warn you."
It's so good.
And that's exactly, having recently visited Salem and how it's just all one big joke now. It's the same thing.
Can we talk about how incredible Stephen Root is?
Oh, God bless his heart.
Which one's Stephen Root?
He's
Milton.
Wick. He's Wick.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah.
Milton from Office
his
Space.
stapler.
Also,
It's his stapler.
Bill Dauterive. Well, we have a red swing line right there. We've got his stapler.
I just know him. Yeah.
News radio.
Jimmy James,
Yep.
macho
He's
donkey wrestler.
He's the
What's that
principal
from?
in Buffy,
There's
the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
There's a news radio episode where he writes a business book, but it's cheaper to have it printed in Japanese and translated back into English. So he goes and does a reading without having read it first, and it's Jimmy James, super macho business donkey wrestler. And it's like, but Jimmy had fancy plans and pants to match.
He's also in Barry. He's just, I feel like every role he's in, he's
great.
so good. And I think a lot of times when celebrities or actors are really recognizable, it can kind of take you out of the role.
disappears.
And with him,
He's so
it's like,
old,
I know he's Milton. I always think of him as Bill Dauterive from King of the Hill. But I mean, in this, I'm just like, that's Wick. I just believe it. Every time I see him in a role, 100% immersed in the character.
I think Matthew
He's
Rhys
so
is
good.
the same. Matthew Rhys has
I don't think I know him from anything
I've never seen
else.
him in anything
Oh,
else.
y'all
so.
should watch The Americans if you haven't seen it.
I feel like I never seen him in my life.
Yeah.
He was also in the reboot of Perry Mason, which was good. So was the guy we were just talking about, whose name is
Stephen Root?
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're both in the Perry Mason reboot. I was sad that got canceled.
The only people I recognized were Stephen Root and Rosemary, and I don't know why I recognize Rosemary.
Because Rosemary's in. She's one of those people that's in all the things, right?
Do you think that when Loftus is on his mushroom trip and he's talking to Dale and he looks at Dale and Dale's eyes turn black? Like Dale has no eyes. And I was like, is he seeing something? Is there something about Dale?
This is part of his acid trip, I think.
But I don't know.
It's hard as an acid
You know, the
trip.
same thing happens to the mayor in that weird Welcome to Widow's Bay video when he's in the inn. He wanders off, and then it's just the landscape
Slender Man
for a
thing.
while. But then when he turns it on again later, that's when the Slender Man shows up, and the mayor comes. I'm assuming he's the mayor. I don't actually know who he is, but he shows up in the front again, and he's got black eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, Dale is a slender man.
That's
Oh,
true.
well, but other truths were revealed to him, though. Like he realizes who Evan is. He looks at Ruth, and she's obviously a Warren.
Yeah.
And then if you've watched it once, then she's obviously a Warren. And then, so the second time watching it, I was like, oh, when he like zooms in on Dale and there are no eyes there, I was like, oh.
That's a good question.
Are we going to find something out about Dale? Now, Dale seems very sincerely horrified by the things he finds in the bunker.
I'm worried about Dale because Rosemary's always correct, and Rosemary tells him he has skin cancer. And so now I'm worried.
She does?
So now I'm worried Dale has skin cancer.
Oh, no. I mean, that's probably high risk in island living.
That's fair. That's a good point.
He's got a lot of freckles. Actually, in the mushroom trip scene, when he zooms in on him, his freckles become very pronounced.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of that time when the three of us got in that photo booth at the USS Constitution, and we were flipping through the different filters, and there was one that was obviously like, let me look at the freckles on your soul.
Yeah.
And all three of us screamed and we're like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Guys,
Yeah.
next season in the show. So Richard Warren tells us specifically, as long as there are men with my blood, you are bound to the covenant.
He did say men.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Which is what we have.
That's true. And
But bound to the covenant doesn't mean that the island will stop doing shit. It just means that
there's a solution.
we won't owe them any bodies. So I feel like I don't quite understand. I mean, I don't know if they've gotten this far in their analysis, but I don't understand why everybody's so obsessed with the idea that if they kill the last person, yes,
Well, they
if
could
they
leave,
kill the
though.
last person, then it'll like fix everything.
Oh, that's true.
I think, but then they could just leave. Like,
Yeah.
he could
I
pick
don't
up and
know.
move to Boston, and Evan could
Is
go.
that part of it?
I don't know, but that was just my assumption because I thought ending the covenant. I mean, is there going to then be a
That
plague
they
or
don't have to
something?
stay.
But like they could all leave if they wanted
the covenant's
to.
the only solution. So
Well, it's a truce. Right?
Also,
it doesn't
Yeah,
mean
it-
just because they're not doing the truce part doesn't mean that the island won't do bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
it doesn't mean the island will let them leave if they like the island won't just
Island's still evil,
Yeah.
even if they get rid of the
because
covenant.
the covenant is what keeps it from is what makes it let them live there.
I mean, I just really thought like if that's over, they can leave, or like if there's not going to be a famine,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
they can Amazon some groceries.
No, but I think it's more likely there will be a famine because like the way it started was they show up in this island, there's teeth, and then they have this horrible, horrible winter, and they're all dying.
I mean, I believe there could be a famine, but in the 1600s, like you couldn't just like have
your food.
Publix delivery.
Yeah.
And now you can. Like they had to live off of the resources of the island then.
Unless it stops the fairies from coming. Like,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Poseidon
it
being
could.
angry.
But I mean, I get being like, I think Loftus wants to get his kid out of there.
Yeah.
So I think Loftus's end goal is in the covenant so we can leave. And maybe he's not thinking about everybody else, but I think he is definitely thinking about leaving. I think the sheriff obviously is just like, I got to get my wife and kid out of here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the dynamic is going to be in the next season because to me it seems like it's going to be like Loftus is going to be trying to prevent anybody from figuring out who Evan is.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I feel like they're going to figure out who Evan is. And then does it become we're all going to kill Evan, or does it become we all band together to figure out how to defeat the island without killing Evan?
because Ruth isn't
I bet
dead.
there will be factions.
Yeah, because
will be factions.
Ruth isn't dead, and she knows that that's
Who
her
Evan is, yeah.
grandkid or great.
And he already told the sheriff that there's another descendant, so the sheriff knows there's another descendant.
That's true. That's true.
But at this point, Patty and Wick don't know that Ruth isn't dead.
Well, yeah, so there's so many different factions of people that don't know what happened and why. So, like,
Yeah.
Well, including
Evan-
me. I don't know what
First, we got
happened.
to clear all that up.
yeah, so like Evan knows that there's an evil door, but why would he think to bring that up? And then how's that tied into what Jeff knows with the tapes?
I mean, even as at my worst relationship with my parents, if I saw a room eat a man, I would have been like, guys, I saw a room eat a man. I need to tell an adult that I have seen a room eat a man.
I think they will talk to each other pretty quickly in the next season because otherwise that's going to get real annoying.
Well, and the thing, so I was frustrated with the end of this show because I felt that it left too many things unresolved. And I didn't think it needed to resolve all of them, but they didn't know they were getting a second season.
Yeah.
I actually was all right.
Well, you were mad when you first watched it.
I did, and then
And I've only watched it once.
On the rewatch, I think I appreciate that they didn't try and tie it all up with a bow.
I don't think that they needed to do that. I'm not asking for that. What I am asking for is some resolution to the individual status of the characters. So I don't need an answer on the ancient evil. I don't need an answer on the Warren curse or whatever. But I wanted to like see a little 3 seconds of Ruth lying in a hospital bed, and we hear doot.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little baby.
Well, she was
hand.
only she was only grazed though, because like you could see like just a tiny bit of blood on the floor. So I assume she was alive.
Yeah, like Bashir's wife either being still pregnant or having had a baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show her either holding the baby or laying there like, whoa, that was a close one. Just something. And what's going to happen with the sheriff? I mean, I guess nobody's going to arrest him because he's a sheriff. What, Kevin?
I was just saying, you made a good point with the first season of Severance, is that like that did not by any means wrap up all of the mysteries, but it still left everyone in a. It wrapped up enough of the smaller things that it's like, well, if this is where it ends, that's it leaves some questions, but it still told a complete narrative.
Yeah, at the end of the first season of Severance, I felt like if this doesn't get renewed, I will still feel like I got a complete story, even though like the big picture isn't resolved. I can see a path forward for these characters at the end of the first season of Severance. And I thought that was a really good job of leaving mysteries open, but not making me feel robbed if I never found out what happened.
Yeah.
And this show, if we didn't get a second season, I would be like, I hate all of you. I hope the island eats you all.
I didn't have that particular issue because, like, in my mind, we know Ruth's alive.
Yeah.
She was like Loftus, and then
I don't know Ruth's alive. I mean, I
mean they left her alive.
When you watch
Last
it
time
again,
you see her,
it makes
she's
sense.
alive.
Yeah, it's very clear she has like a Trump
Like they hit her on the
ear.
ear.
Yeah, like there's
I thought
this
she
much
was
blood.
shot in the back. Oh.
I think when
So he almost shot Loftus in the face?
well, I think when Loftus was like, no, wait, I think he probably
he missed.
pulled his shot a bit, and then he didn't.
Oh,
kill
I
her.
see.
Yeah, she's clearly alive when they pull her over again.
We definitely don't know if his wife had the baby yet.
I would assume so because the doctor.
mean, it
said,
sure seemed
I thought she wouldn't.
Although
I
that
was thinking she
doctor
hadn't yet.
seems like a little bit of a no.
Every time someone questions something he says, he's like, "Oh, where'd you go to medical?" He does that more than once.
It's unclear where that last scene where they're driving around the island takes place. Is it like a day? Is it the next day?
Yeah,
or
because
is it
Loftus
like
has
a month
changed his
day?
shirt.
Yeah,
He's not wearing his little hoodie anymore.
He's got Ruth's brooch.
He's got Ruth's
that he
brooch.
throws into the sea. Why?
So like there does seem like there was a chunk that maybe was filmed that's missing now, like how they got to be in the car together and what happened to everybody else.
And that brooch was Sarah Warren's brooch because she gives it to the kid.
Yeah.
In the first episode or like the fifth.
I was wondering how Loftus knew that or how Loftus had never seen that brooch before.
It's in the painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was why I had a little bit of a beef with it being a huge surprise that Ruth was a descendant. Because she's got that brooch and it's hanging right there. And I mean, we talked about this on the Discord. Join
and
the
I
Discord.
kept thinking about this
And
after we talked about it too. Because,
Amy made a good point. We're like, people.
now I'm not so sure I believe myself.
Well, people don't always know these things after many generations, but I feel like in a community that small with such a small amount of turnover, it seems like, I feel like that would be information that they had, especially because the Warrens loom so large.
Yeah.
And they've got the whole historical society. They've preserved their home. Now, the Warrens were only the Warrens for like a week, which is surprising to me. I mean, she was not there long at all.
No.
And I did wonder, how did they sit for an oil painting?
Who?
The Sarah and
They didn't.
there's that oil painting in the.
That's Frances.
It is?
That's the daughter and her husband.
Oh,
What I
that
was-
explains why he looks like
A different person.
200 years old. I was like, that doesn't look like Richard at all.
That's one where they're like, she's missing a finger.
Oh,
I was thinking about this a lot after we talked about it in Discord because
Good talk.
because I like on the one hand shit does get lost over time and you just people obviously there were a lot of kids in this genealogy and so who the fuck knows. But Frances, when she comes back, they know that she washed up on people know that she was a person who washed up on shore, but I think she sort of got plucked off the beach by that one dude and sort of squirreled away. And then when he married her when she was like 14, she had a different name because he had adopted her.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it was immediately apparent to everybody that that's who that was.
I just thought the fact of her having lost
Founder's
a finger to
daughter.
a wagon wheel, like I just thought people would recognize her.
I don't know how the implication to me, and this is me giving them a lot of help with their storytelling. So I don't know if this is fair or not to give them this credit, but the way that Rosemary tells the story of her washing up on shore and getting raised basically by the same dude who marries her is that she was sort of closeted away. So
people wouldn't have really seen her.
yeah, and who knows where they lived? Like they might not, like I don't know. But, and it's not like people had lost fingers a lot probably back then. I don't know, but it's giving them a lot of credit. I do think there's a little bit of a
Hand wave.
yeah.
And it seems like the
Yeah.
kids didn't get out much. They were just always being sent to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, so does it?
Every day.
Yeah. Does it ring true to you, Richard Warren's grief over his children? You don't see any.
I don't think it's unlike Loftus.
I think
like
that's why he has the whole-
he's making this choice.
Well,
to,
I think Loftus is a terrible father, but also it's obvious to me that he loves Evan. With Warren, I mean, we only get one episode with Warren, but I don't see a moment where he smiles at them, where he looks fondly on them. But then when they're putting him in his coffin and he's like, "My children," and I was like, maybe that's a ploy for sympathy. But then when he wakes up, he's like, "I want to see what's left
I
of
think
my
he's killing
children."
people for his children, though. That's like the most intense thing you could do.
Yeah, we only see him when he's like in the midst of
Murders,
sacrifice time.
He is bearing a heavy burden.
That's true.
well, and we don't know what became of his personality between taking on this burden and his wife dying.
I assume he murdered his wife because the island was like, it's your wife or your kids. That was my guess. Was that he killed
That's the
wife.
implication, I think.
Yeah.
My
question
who
is-
knows really though? Like we only have the kids saying he killed my mother.
I mean,
We did see the hair.
it's easy to
Probably
believe.
her hair.
Do you think it's also due to the passage of time that, so they kill the founder and put him in a box, but then like for 300 years, they're like, this is our lovely founder.
He's had a long time to think
Why
about
is the
it.
statue of him on the bay headless?
Headless. I was going to ask about if you'd seen anything about that. I wondered if it was just a Simpsons joke.
I'm sure somebody on the internet has an explanation, but I haven't looked it up. But the statue of him
Headless.
at the ferry wharf is headless.
and if that was him, do we know it's?
it says it on the bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is it a headless statue or is it a statue that Evan and his mean blonde friend knocked the head off
These
of?
are my questions.
That's
I don't
what
know.
I wondered if it was.
I don't know.
Decapitated
Like
statue.
Bart cutting off Jedediah Springfield. If it was just Evan cutting off. Richard
Call
Warren's
in
head.
if you have an answer.
Do you name this Dickhole Street?
Oh,
Someone did that? How awful.
I would like to know. That's so funny. That kid is a really good actor.
Do you know what this is? I've been trying to figure out what it is. It is pot. He's just smoking pot. Do you know what this is?
So those girls who are visiting the island, it's like they're teenagers and they're just like spending days on the island with these boys. Where are their families?
Where are
or
their
whatever?
parents?
Are they runaway?
I think they were,
Like,
my impression was they
summer.
were visiting for the summer
Yeah,
or
like-
something like that.
I know, like on Nantucket and places like that, people go and live for the summer, and their family probably has a house. And they
The whole thing only
But
takes
there
place
are-
over 2 weeks.
there are lodgings, but I mean, I feel like that's a really long time. Like they just wrote it up in the
But
New York
those
Times.
people weren't there the whole time either. So like there were like a couple of weeks of the story where those girls weren't there. The girls were only there for like a couple days.
I know, but they're with the boys.
A lot.
Like in the middle of the night, they're with the boy. They're always
Sounds
with the
like
boys.
these kids are ne'er-do-wells, Lori.
sneaking out.
I just think
Also, but their parents aren't there in the bunker either, are they?
you never see an adult that's attached to
Is this
these
the
girls.
island?
I think it's
Do the
it's pretty
girls
normal.
exist?
I mean, I wasn't one of these teenagers, but teenagers sneak out.
I did. I
do
snuck
stuff.
out a lot.
It just seems weird to me that if they went on like a long weekend vacation to this island, that the kids just disappear and the parents aren't like, yeah, I haven't seen my daughters in like 2 days.
Maybe all parents are bad parents in this world.
Well, and you see them, the episode where all the tourists come, you see the girls there in a crowd shot, but again, there are no adults with them, I don't think.
Are these kids real? Are they just there to let the boogeyman out and make
Foment discord between Evan and his father.
make Evan go through his dad's shit and then lead Evan to the evil room?
It is really funny when she was like, if he's lying to you, he can't punish you. It's called the moral high ground.
The moral high ground.
Maybe they're not real.
Well, and then
Maybe they're the girls the boogeyman killed.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That would be quite a twist. Here's why I think Loftus is a horrible father. Even though I do think he loves Evan, and we can see that he loves Evan. So Ruth's house is where Evan stays. And when he goes to Ruth's house to murder her, she was like, I finally got you to come over. His son has a bedroom in her house, and he has never been there.
I know. And she has a picture of Evan and a picture of Loftus on her refrigerator.
And
is that a bad father or just a bad man?
I think he's a very
I mean, you could be both.
I think he's very emotionally removed
And
from
I
everything that's going on around him.
Understand why he is, but also I think he's a terrible fucking father. Like you send your kid to spend the night there all the time, and you've never been there. Come on.
Huh. So
I definitely think he's a somewhat emotionally removed dad. He does not know how to talk to that boy.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
He's like, is this a sleepover party? He's like, yes, it's a sleepover party.
They strike me as like roommates almost.
Yeah.
I think it happens to a lot of single dads and single kids.
Roommates with a lot of baggage.
Well, because I know, sometimes single parents and the kid can get like emotionally incestuous and lean on each other. This is not.
They have the opposite of that.
Yeah. And part of it is like, he is just an asshole teenagers. I want to know how long he was mayor and then what the relationship was like when he was 10.
I want to know why no one ran against Loftus.
Probably because they know it's
Nobody
a
wants to be the fucking mayor.
Why? I mean, Wick seems like a de facto mayor. Why isn't Wick the
My
mayor?
impression for some reason when I first watched the show, my impression was that Wick had been the mayor before Loftus, but I don't know where I got that from. When I watched it again, I was like, there is absolutely no indication.
Yeah.
Because Loftus says something like, you don't want anybody but you to be in charge or something like that. And so my impression was he took the mayorship away from Wick or something. But
he ran uncontested.
I think I made that up. Yeah.
When was Howard the Coward?
70s. Yeah, 70s.
So yeah, we just don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
Is there a term limit? Like, is this his first term?
An interregnum. There was just nobody.
I don't know.
It does seem like he's a relatively new mayor. He's like, nobody works past 3:00. Like,
Well, he said he'd been trying to get the New York Times to come out and write about the island for 3 years,
yeah,
which to me meant
maybe
he'd only been mayor for 3 years, but maybe I was reading too much into that.
yeah. And what was his job before?
Yeah. I don't know. These are good questions. These are good questions that we have that I hope they won't answer in season 2.
Or they'll probably give us 1 million more questions.
Yeah, I'm worried about season 2. I was worried going into the last episode. I was like, there's a lot to wrap up.
There is a lot.
And then Kevin was like, well, it's 51 minutes. And I was like, oh, maybe we'll get some answers.
They wrap some stuff up.
We didn't.
Not a lot.
I think I've just resigned myself to never being satisfied with the ends of shows these days. So, and also everything is like 3 years between seasons. So
It's going to be a while before we get the second season of this.
yeah, it'd be next summer at the earliest.
I try not to worry about it too much because, like, on one hand, the mysteries are interesting and fun, but I don't want to like lost it.
Oh,
Where-
please don't let them lost it.
Where that just becomes the central thing.
Listen, I really hoped when Loftus went over there to kill Ruth and then Ruth got shot, I was like, I don't like dreams in shows, and I really hope that they wake up and they're like, phew, that was weird. Yeah, and that none of this has happened because I don't want my murderer or my sheriff and my mayor to be murderers.
But I think the whole thing, I was less irritated by that whole thing happening at Ruth's house because the second time around it was like, oh, this is the whole point of the show. Like this, you're faced with this impossible decision and desperation makes you make choices that you might not make otherwise, or you'll justify things that you're doing because of, you think you have the moral high ground.
Yeah.
And
It's called the moral.
it's
high
called
They
the
can't
moral
be punished.
It's called the moral high ground, Lori. So like I don't know. The more they talk, the more. And she read
What's
that
the name of this episode?
She read that
Moral
Tennessee
high
Williams quote. The whole Tennessee Williams quote is good. Hold on.
It is good.
That where she says she has it in cross stitch, but it's definitely not cross stitch, and that definitely made me mad.
I was like,
That was embroidery.
Uh-huh.
That was embroidery. Where is it? Hold on.
No one caught that, or is that supposed to be funny?
I don't think they caught it.
That is so embarrassing to me.
And if you did catch it, you need to write in. The world is violent and mercurial. It will have its way with you. We are saved only by love for each other, and the love that we pour into the art we feel compelled to share. Being a parent, being a writer, being a painter, being a friend, we live in a perpetually burning building, and what we must save from it all the time is love.
It's so funny that the whole middle of that is left out.
I know she said, I can't read that. I
All
can't
you
read that.
get
I
is
can't
the
read that. I can't read that. And then that goes along with the bells tolling. I think I read about this a little bit in the Discord, but like,
It tolls for thee.
for whom the bell tolls is it's never tolling for someone else because we are all in this together, right? Anytime anybody dies, we all die, kind of thing. So there's no killing Ruth because she's expendable. If you kill Ruth, you kill everybody, including yourself.
Well, but the irony is that Ruth is alive because other people were sacrificed.
Maybe.
Possibly. I mean, probably. Like, if it stopped a famine or
Yeah.
a boogeyman killing her, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Warren
she
says
stands
that.
outside of it.
He's like, because I did that, you're here.
Yeah.
And then,
But then the point-
Loftus is kind of like, I'm
The point is made. It's like, is that good? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you've doomed everybody to this life. That
if we weren't here, we wouldn't know.
yeah.
But everybody else would still be, like, if they were living on the island without the compact or whatever, they'd still be dying.
Well, if Warren had never made the compact in the first place, they all would have been wiped off the first winter, and then none of this would have ever happened.
Yeah. And that would be better, I think, technically.
So yeah, it's just the question goes round and round and round and round and round. It's
Yeah,
like, who do we owe, and who can we sacrifice?
Yeah.
And is it ever is any choice the right choice, or are they all wrong? I don't know.
Is that a good point to wrap up on?
I don't know. My very wise thoughts I got from the internet.
Any other burning discussion topics?
My favorite quote is from Ruth. She goes, she's just in the background of the party, and she goes, well, see, it started in the foot. Wait. One other funny thing, and I was lying in bed last night, looking at, like, I was Googling the funniest moments in Widow's Bay, so I wouldn't forget any. And at one point, Patricia's running around. She goes, help, it's Patricia.
It's Patricia.
Not it's me or just help, but it's Patricia.
In the words of Rosemary, okay, fuggos. Let's go.
Do you remember? I didn't catch this, and Kevin had to point it out to me when they're in the bunker or when they're heading in the bunker. And Rosemary's like, "My predecessor said to never go down
Yes.
there." And then a little while later, she was like, "This is what she was talking about."
I guess that's why.
And I was like, "I guess that's why." What? And Kevin was like, "Oh, her predecessor
She's
said
right.
don't go in the bunker."
She's always right. Ruth.
She,
Yeah. I mean, Rosemary.
she is Rosemary.
He does have skin cancer.
He has skin cancer. R.I.P.
Oh.
Dale.
Bless his
Or
heart.
he'll just get it burnt off.
Yeah. Well, he has to go to the mainland for treatment.
Oh no!
I bet they could send a little cryogenic kit.
Oh, that weird doctor can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Can he do everything?
He apparently does everything on the phone.
Deliver a baby, you could do a skin cancer.
Ah, bless.
Deliver a baby in that bunker. I felt so bad for her. I was like, absolutely not.
I was thinking of edge cases. Like, what if you give birth on the ferry? So you're not on the island, but you're not on the mainland.
Like, live long enough just to give birth over the line. I bet Bashir tries this out.
Yeah.
Dead baby, lesbian.
And then she says the R word at one point.
Oh,
and it's,
I felt like that was the most own goal thing I've ever.
it was
heard.
a judicious use of it.
I
'cause,
don't
like,
know.
It shows that it's wrong.
I
but-
feel like they could have made a different choice there, but
Yeah.
nobody seems to be upset about it on the internet, which is interesting. So,
I forgot about that. How do they react in the room when she says that?
because she had just finished
Are they
telling her
all-
not to
they
say
cringe?
lesbian, and then she says that, and like Patricia was like,
yeah.
"Come on."
It's very clear not okay that she's saying
Yes.
it. So yeah.
But I feel like I think another friend of mine said, like, if you had a situation where you needed to set up someone's character,
Yeah.
that would be a really fast way to do that. Like,
Yeah.
To have them say something like that.
Yeah.
But we already know Rosemary's character. We don't need her to say that. And so having her say this loaded word was just like,
Yeah.
I felt like it was just not a great moment. But
It's not saying lesbian, it's the way that you're saying it.
oh, I can't say that now. Lesbian.
Any final thoughts?
That's it.
All right.
Dong.
Well, enjoy Widow's Bay, everybody.
Bye.
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 You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. A hilarious podcast.
I guess instead of covering my eyes, I should have sat on my hands since last time Amy licked me.
Well, that's why she's across the table now.
Lovingly, though.
Lovingly licked or lovingly seated across the table?
Lovingly licked.